Alright, boys, let's hit it. I've been a little under the weather, but hopefully that's not audible in the video. The show must go on, as they say. The people demand to hear my interesting takes and other trivia about the Pokémon franchise. I know things about Pokémon that you can't find out anywhere else. Like, for example, did you know that in the commercials for Pokémon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they had none other than Zack and Cody to endorse the game? Yeah, this is some hard-hitting trivia I've got here. Nintendo really had their finger on the pulse of what people wanted in 2010. I guess maybe kids would recognize Zack and Cody from the yogurt commercials at least, because I think the show ended in like 2007. Wow, that was quick, huh? I didn't get to say shit about Blaine, and there he goes. I didn't even get to tell you about how he wears a disguise in the anime for some reason. But Ash saw through his clever disguise and crushed Blaine's head in between his thighs. You guys remember the Ultimate Showdown? It was a big thing. Every good millennial remembers the Ultimate Showdown. This is the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. Good guys, bad guys, and explosions. As far as the eye can see, and only one will survive. I wonder who it will be. This is the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. Isn't that nostalgic as all hell? I missed the old internet before it was just drama channels everywhere, and the scrumpety situation is insane. Just some fucking grifter making like 52 cents in ad revenue by ruining somebody's life. You know how it goes. So anyway, here we've got Tracy. Do you know what Tracy's claim to fame is? There's something slightly unusual about him. That's right, he's got a Meryl. How can that be? How can such a thing be possible, you may wonder? A Meryl is a Gen 2 Pokemon, and this is a Gen 1 game. Well, you see, it was a fun thing they used to do when Pokemon was new. They used to show you a preview of the generation that would come after. They were doing that all the way from the beginning. The very first episode of the Pokemon anime, Ash saw that big Ho-Oh in the sky, and it's like, wow, they were already working on Gen 2 all the way back then. That is insanity. I don't know if they still do that now, though. It's Pokemon's just so half-assed now. You see the games they're putting out now, and it's got like N64 water. It's like they probably don't bother to do that anymore. Whatever, you'll buy it anyway. Fuck you. Tracy's putting up a pretty good fight here, huh? Usually these matches don't go for this long. I guess that's why he's the champ. But he isn't the champ, though, you may think. I'm a Pokemon lore expert. I know that's not true. Yes, I think you'll be quite surprised who the champ actually is. If you're like a very sheltered person who knows very little about Pokemon, you won't believe who it is at the end. Jeffrey Epstein? No. But can you imagine? People wouldn't even know who that was back then. And then they'd look at it 30 years later and, oh my god, Jeffrey Epstein was in Pokemon this whole time. We didn't know who that was back then. Oh, goodness me. Semi-related, with my Criterion movies, and, they've got Eyes Wide Shut in the Criterion collection, and I haven't watched it yet, and I'm kind of afraid to, because I get the impression that this is going to be a very scary thing to watch in 2026, knowing what we know now. People in 1999 wouldn't have known any better, but looking at this now, it's like, oh my god. Oh my god. Anywho, so, Team Rocket, huh? Ever see that band episode of Pokemon where, there was Team Rocket was there and James had big fucking T-tars for some reason? I can only imagine being on like the English translation team and you get sent the new episode and you don't know what's gonna be in it yet. It's like, all right, Japan, what you got for us? Oh, what the hell? Good Lord. Well, they're gone anyway, so what does it matter? Farewell, Team Rocket, and your weird, strange talking Meowth. Was that ever explained why Meowth can talk? I'm sure it was, but I don't know. Next up, we've got some dirty Italian or something. Ever hear the fan theory that Giovanni is actually Ash's dad or something? That's why we never see him in the in any of the media. He's just like an absentee father. It was secretly Giovanni the whole time. That's one theory, and then also the other theory is that Professor Oak. Well, this isn't really a legitimate fan theory, but people like to joke that Professor Oak set you on this big Pokemon quest just so that you'd be out of town for a long time, and then he could go shag your mom while you were gone. And that's a common joke out there. We need you to catch every single Pokemon, every last one of them. Don't come back for a very, very long time. Don't come visit your single mother for weeks at a time, maybe even months, maybe even forever. Oh my goodness. You know, just thinking about this character Giovanni, I think 4Kids Entertainment kind of took some creative license, as they say, because in Japan, obviously, he wouldn't have been named Giovanni. So then, like in the English translation, they've got a character who's the head of Team Rocket. He's the head of like an underground crime ring, let's call it. And the translators decided to give him an Italian name, kind of implying something there, you know.
It's a stereotype, and it's offensive.
You guys ever watch The Sopranos? Good show, jolly good show. About a year ago, I was at a fancy restaurant in upstate New York, and I thought I saw Dominic Key and Easy eating there. And I was so excited. Oh my God, it's Uncle June in real life. But it wasn't him. It was just some old man. But damn it, I keep getting the buttons mixed up. Jesus Christmas. With that. Next up, we've got Richie. No overlap between the anime and the games for this character. This is an anime original. His whole claim to fame is that he introduces the viewer to the concept of giving your Pokemon nicknames, which is something you can do in the games. When you meet him in the show, or when Ash meets him in the show, he doesn't call his Pokemon like Pikachu or Charmander or whatever. He calls them Sparky and Zippo, and introducing the concepts of the game to the player. Richie. You ever hear the old Simpsons fan theory that Casper the Friendly Ghost is the ghost of Richie Rich? These are some very old cartoons I'm referencing. I don't know why I'm even throwing this idea out there. Why is he part of the Elite Four in this anyway? He's not part of the Elite Four in the games either. That's a very odd choice, I must say. Okay, next up we got Lorelei. I'm not gonna say the thing that came to mind immediately. What was he gonna say? How fitting that she has a cloister, because, well, cloister's supposed to be They know what the viewer is thinking. They know what the pervy 30-year-old man who's playing this game in 2026 is thinking. They were thinking ahead with that one. Just continuing down this train of thought, just semi-related, I know a guy, he's a fully grown man, he's my age, and even though he's never expressly said this, I've managed to figure out through context clues, I don't think he knows what a vagina looks like. It's like, come on, man, we're living in the information age. This is something that's 3 or maybe 4 keystrokes away at any given moment. How can this be? I think they made the same joke about Dwight on The Office at one point. He was asking the HR guy what one looked like. Oh, good Lord. Wow, isn't that something that we went from a cloister to an onyx? There's subliminal messages today. My God, there was like a dual trainer thing in one of the Pokemon games, because, you know, they had the double battles later. It was like a boyfriend and girlfriend team, and they sent out a Cloyster and an Onix right next to each other. No, maybe it was a Steelix, actually. It's like, hey, somebody out there's got a sense of humor. Oh, good Lord. So, the current contender is Bruno. His claim to fame was that he was in the Elite Four twice. He was also in the Elite Four in Gen 2. That'd be kind of crappy if he was in the Elite Four twice, all within the same game. We ran out of characters. What you gonna do, eh? And now it's the League champion. None other than Gary Oak from Stage 1. It's all come full circle. Pay special attention to his team. Did you notice that those are all the evolved forms of the Pokemon that he had on Stage 1? We just saw this guy 30 minutes ago, and already he's put together a fully evolved team. That's just crazy. So the AI takes a significant jump in this particular spot. You see, we've been on hard mode this very time, but after hard mode there's a secret very hard mode, and this fight is more or less a preview of how the AI behaves in very hard mode. We are gonna see some of the biggest combos we've seen thus far. See, look at that. Look at that. And then after very hard mode, there's a secret hard mode. There's ultra hard mode where you get to fight Mewtwo at the end. They really thought of everything. So this might be a good opportunity to discuss how to play defensively when you're against a very aggressive opponent like you see here. So when you clear a large block, I should say, you have a window of maybe 5 seconds where you can see what's coming. And if you can prepare something so when it all comes together, like if you see one leaf-colored block is coming, you've got a window of 5 seconds to put 2 other leaf blocks beneath it, so then when the hammer comes down, it all lines up nicely. If you can keep a loop of that going for long enough, you can basically win at any of these matches. It's that one simple trick that'll get you all the way to the end. So I'll ask you one more time, do you recognize this music? In this particular case, it's that one song from the anime that goes, "We all live in a Pokemon world." Do they even have the goofy songs in the new version of the anime? It kind of seems like the type of thing that's gone out of style by now. I mean, obviously, objectively, it's not good music, but it's charming, you know? Just these whack-ass pop songs that sound like they're by the Backstreet Boys. It reminds you of what time period this came out in. This is very much a product of the year 2000. What would the songs sound like if they started doing songs in the new Pokemon anime? They could get like Tyler the Creator or something. Yeah, there's plenty of things they could do with that. So the gray blocks, by the way, they prevent you from clearing out all of your enemies' blocks all in one go. They divide it up into sections. And you only need 3 of them to create a bar, instead of 4, which is normal. And there you have it, we beat the game. Thank you, thank you, thank you, you're too kind. I can hear your applause through the screen in this pre-recorded video. Look at that, we won a JPEG of a trophy. Wow, that's pretty nuts that they managed to squeeze an FMV sequence into an N64 game. Knowing how much space they had, that probably took up like half the cart just to do that 3 seconds of video.